right, back here on Scoop City with Commanders head coach Dan Quinn, my favorite person from the state of New Jersey. You're the only person who speaks my language.
That is correct. Welcome to DC.
Yes, DC, a place I spent many years as well. So this is just my joy to just be here and be around you, and it's so joyful to be around a team. Training camp is over. You made it.
Yep.
What's the best way you would describe your team after this summer?
Going into it, I knew there'd be a lot of competition, and so I thought, could they really push one another to level up? And that's what I saw a lot of. And so had he onboard the newest guys, the Tunsels and Deebos and others that are now part of this group, Connerly's. And so I liked the individual battles that take place at training camp. It's really where you make who you can be. It's the one-on-ones, it's all the stuff that goes into it. So I like the toughness of the team and the way they battled against one another to get ready.
What's the hardest part about having these additions to a team that had some magic to it? Like, you guys are fantastic last year, and now you have added pieces that are I would assume excellent in for your offense and for your defense. How has that transition been for them?
Yeah, fortunately for like Adam and his team and like bringing people in, like we want to be excellent in the locker room first. And there are some excellent leaders and emerging leaders here. So to have that be a really important part of who we are and how we want to get down. So adding quality ball players, but even better dudes, that makes the whole thing go. And so that's been very cool to see, not onboarding, but just the merging of everybody together.
Yeah, I was just talking to Jayden about that because he does such a good job of connecting, his words, not mine, with the old guys.
Yes.
You know, he likes to make sure everyone knows that they are old.
Yes, he does.
And that is really unique about your team. You know, a lot of general managers and head coaches that are constructing a roster often avoid the older players for obvious reasons. You embrace that. What is it about older players that you want, why you want them here?
Yeah, and I think a guy like Wagner or Ertz or Von Miller, as the example, we need them here first to play. Like, make no mistake, they're here to play. But they also add value that maybe doesn't show up on the stat sheet. Their standards, their insights that they're able to share with their teammates kind of grows things so much faster. So our team, our locker room, our standards are better because of them. And so as big brothers, they've passed that on. And now there's more leaders that emerge here because of them. And so, yeah, we're really fortunate to have guys like that.
You have such a great reputation around the league as being someone that can establish a strong culture. What do you think it is about you personally that makes you so good at bringing men together?
I think it's important that you get to know the man before the ball player. And if you can find out their why, knowing, you know, why is this game so important? Why is the connecting of, you know, other players so important? That helps, and it takes some trust to do that. But if you get to know somebody's why and who they are, what they're playing for, that helps. And then you can hopefully take them further. And we have really high standards here, and we're going to push the guys to meet them. But I think getting to know the person before the player, that helps a lot.
This obviously isn't your first head coaching job, so you've been in this role before, but this is going to be your second season as the head coach of the Commanders. Just for you, where do you think you're better right now from even when you started here?
I think it's those relationships that we were just talking about, because now we're 1 year in, and the coaching staff as well, of like, you don't really know how things are going to go until you hit the adversity. Things are going to go bad. For us last year, it was losing 3 games in a row.
Yeah.
And you know how hard that is in the NFL. That feels like 3 months. But that's when you really become even stronger, even tougher, more resilient. And if you make it through the other side of those, there's some real cool things on the backside of that. That happened to be, for us, a day that Wagner had stood up and said, hey, these are some standards and things. And that galvanized, I think, the team in some ways. But it sucks when you're going through moments like that. But I also recognize, like, you have to go through the hard things together to get to the other side.
Because you've been with so many different teams, even just as an assistant and working your way from college to the NFL and being around this game for so long, how is this team different from what you've known, from all the teams that you've been a part of? How would you describe them?
The best teams that I've been a part of were like really good in the locker room first. Like, they cared about one another, they wanted to push each other, like a little bit of an element of tough love.
Yeah.
Like, man, like, we're going and we're going to go battle each other, but like, they absolutely love one another. So I love how connected the team is, and our practice habits are strong. And so when you put them through like a day like today, situation after situation after situation, and they're ready to respond and go to the next one. That's what I look for. And so if you're connected, you got a chance, but you still have to put in the work. Like, you have to. And so out here on the field, that's where it has to go down.
Every blade of grass out here on the practice field is the amount of questions that you've gotten about Terry McLaurin this summer, and I know that it's never an easy question to answer because we don't have any answers yet.
Right.
Yet, talking to your quarterback and other people here, it seems like everyone seems optimistic about it. Obviously, nothing's done yet.
Right.
How do you feel about now, just a few days out from the start of the season, without having your best receiver?
Yeah, we are optimistic around here. We look at things that way, but we also know, like, at this time of year, there's moving parts, and like, we get that. We'd much rather be upfront with the players and say, hey, these are some things that are going on, as opposed to not telling them. That's part of being a brotherhood. Like, this is what's happening, this is where we're at, and I'd rather them hear information from myself or Adam than outside our walls.
Yeah.
And so I do know that when two, good people are working together, usually some things work out, and I have faith that will happen too.
Yeah, and if that's the messaging, just knowing that there's, it sounds like a good chance that he could come back and be in a Commander's uniform. What do you think this is going to do for this offense that went through a whole summer of practice without him?
Good news is, like, Terry's a real pro, and so I know that, the work to get ready, the connection to do that, I have full faith that will take place. Also, good news, he and Jayden do have, quite a few banked hours together. So that's an important piece to it. Had they never worked together, I would have been very much stressed.
Yes.
But the fact that they have had many hours out here, as I was referring to, on the practice field, that specific timing that only a quarterback and a receiver can get to, that's not lost on me.
Yeah.
Like, I know how many banked hours they have.
All right, camp awards. I asked Jayden too. I asked him what award he would get because I wasn't sure where he'd fall, and he said funniest. Is he the funniest player on the team, or is he just trying to sell something that's not real to me?
He is, I would put him in the conversation for the hardest working on the team. Like, he absolutely puts it in a very sneaky way.
Yeah.
That he beats most of us to the office in the morning.
Yeah.
So I think that smile, like, is a wolf in sheep's clothing. Like, he is a absolute dog competitor. So I don't know if he's the funniest, but I would say he's up there for, like, this dude puts it in as a worker.
You know how we hear about the great quarterbacks and the ones that are really talented, that they have these just maniacal schedules and the attention to detail. I don't hear that much about Jayden and his schedule, and what is he like when it comes to putting it together?
He is very much an early morning person, and would rather go through everything to, before anybody even gets here, like well before the sun comes up. There's been times looking out in the weight room and, like, who's walking off the field in the dark is him. And so, like, this is a guy that puts it in at a high level, but that's a standard that the other players have also appreciated from him, because early on, okay, first year, is that going to stay? Is he going to continue to do that? And then training camp, is that going to stay in season? And they found out, like, he has got a high capacity to, like, put it in.
Yeah.
And so they respect that. Yeah. And guys like Wagner, who are cut from the same cloth, they have bonded in that space too. Like, hey, you're here at 5 o'clock in the morning as well. So, like, early on, there was a connection that wasn't forced, that just happened because of, surrounding each other. So who wouldn't want Wags as a big brother, to, like, teach, no, do this after the game. This is how you do recovery. So it's been pretty cool.
You always hear from the great organizations that they say, like Andy Reid said to us last year, talking about his locker room, that he doesn't really police it because it's on the guys, because they've built that, and it sounds, based on the type of guys that you have here, you're on the similar path of just, you don't have to do all of that because these guys are holding each other accountable.
I agree with Andy. I think early on in my career, and I don't know if he feels the same, I felt like leadership was always me leading it, always me, and, like, what I've since found is it's also really developing the leaders here and identifying who can be. And when your locker room has a number of really strong leaders, you're right, it does standards, police, whatever that word is, but it allows for a high performing group to, like, lead the way.
What award are you giving yourself, since I put Jayden on the spot?
Yes.
What are we going to give you?
I don't know.
What do
That's
you
a
think-
good one.
Were you really locked in
Most
this year? Were you
improved
focused?
camper.
Were you most improved? Did you feel like you got better at coaching?
I did,
You
yes.
dealt with the heat. How'd you deal with it? It was hot down here. I
We
heard.
did have a hot one. We had to move it early.
Who was the weatherman around here? There's always that one person that loves to tell you what the weather is going to be today.
Yes,
Did you have one of those
we
guys?
have a few of those, and night before. But we did have a few that it got so much that we say, fellas, you got to be here by 7 tomorrow. We're going out on the field right after that, and so that's when you, like, honestly, as a coach, when everybody's here by that time, like getting ready to go, like, you know, you're in a good space.
We've been asking every coach that we visited with things that bother them about their team, but I don't want to talk to you about that. I want to talk to you about, do you have anything in life outside football that just nags at you, that bugs you? Mike Vrabel hates that people park in handicapped spots who are not handicapped. I have another coach who doesn't like that he has to change the passwords to his computer often.
Yeah.
Is there anything outside life when you're not actually working all the time where you're like, this really bugs me?
Oh man, that's a good one. I would say, like, I think people that are not authentic. In other words, I'm staying here and then I leave and you say, Dan, he's a real jerk. But in front of you, they're one way, and another way, they're someone else. So I think people that are like tricky of who they are, that's a pet peeve of mine. Like, hey man, just be who you are all the time.
Phony balonies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
don't like
that's
that.
called? It's the anti-New Jersey.
Yes.
People from New Jersey.
We call it out.
What you see is what you get.
Yes.
You like it or not.
And so I think that's a pet peeve. Like, man, just tell me like it is. Don't, you know,
Yeah.
I don't need any BS about it.
Especially with doing what you need to do,
Yes,
right?
right.
We're all going to achieve if you just be straight about it.
Yep.
All right, well, we'll be straight with you. We've got all the belief and confidence in the world that you guys are going to make it back and go deep. So good luck to you. I hope the team stays healthy. I hope it all works out. And thank you so much for hanging out with us here in Scoop City.
All right, welcome back to DC.
Good to be here. All right, back here on Scoop City with Commander Zach Ertz. 13 training camps. It's over. How does it feel when you know it's your last day and training camp is over and a regular schedule can begin finally?
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, honestly, it's bittersweet to a certain extent. Obviously, cuts are kind of around the corner, so you don't really. It's fun to think about the games coming up, but it's also like the hardest week in the NFL for a lot of guys. So excited to cheer them on Saturday, but also looking forward to week 1 coming up. Can't believe it's first official NFL game is 2 weeks from today.
Yeah, does it feel like, did this go fast? Was it a fast camp for you, or did you just feel like this was a slog?
A little bit of both, you know. It's like the days are short, or the days are long, camp is short, sort of thing, where it's like, but at the end of the day, I thought it was a great camp. We're in a good spot, so excited with where we're at.
It doesn't matter how many joint practices you have, how many times you guys are practicing against each other. It's really hard to gauge where you're at.
Yeah.
But just based on all the experience you have and all the teams you play with and what you know, what would you say I'm assuming there's some room for improvement.
Yeah, of course.
But this offense, how would you describe it right now?
I like where we're at. Obviously, we're missing a couple guys from the skill position group, but I loved what Deebo's brought in. His consistency as a pro every day has been phenomenal to get to know him and just see his game. You know, from afar when he was at his previous spot, his reputation was kind of doing one thing great.
Yeah.
But you don't realize his versatility. If he can run, he truly is a really good wide receiver. He can run the whole route tree. He's really competitive when the ball is in the air. Really tough to bring down. Obviously, you've seen that a million times. But just his complete wide receiver, the game of his, I'm excited to see how we use him. And then excited Tunsil, Laramie, bringing a guy like him in where you don't even have to worry about helping him. Is going to be a game changer for us too.
That's something I wanted to ask you about. Just when you bolster up your line, how much does that change your game plan and what you have to be part of?
Yeah, I mean, I think when you're able to protect with 5-6 guys, and you can get more guys into route, the math is just better. When you have to chip both edges with the tight end or running back or receiver, whatever it is, and you get 2 or 3 guys out in a route concept and the defense is dropping 7, it's just the math isn't going to add up consistently. So when you're able to get more guys into routes on those 3rd and long situations instead of having to help all the time, it just makes the offense a little more efficient. You don't want to be in those situations anyways, but it makes it a little easier. But obviously we're excited with where that line is at. Obviously the investment has been there for us as a football team with LT, drafting Josh in the 1st round, moving a really good rookie left tackle, Brandon Coleman, inside the guard. And then we're still waiting Sam Cosme's return. So we're excited with where the O-line is at and where it's headed.
How's your quarterback look?
I mean, Jayden is phenomenal. I've been saying it since we started working together.
Actually, you were the first person to say it to me. So it was just when it was like a couple weeks into camp and I saw you it was a Giants or Jets practice. I
Yeah.
forgot where we were last year, and you were like, he's really good.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, coming from you, like I know you're like a really positive person,
Yeah.
but you've been around so long, and I'm
For
like,
sure.
if he's telling me this rookie's good, this kid
Yeah.
is really good.
Yeah, no, he was very talented, and he's definitely taken the next step in terms of, obviously, everyone sees how good he is as a player, but he's taken the next step behind the scenes of just leading this team, taking ownership of the offense, holding us to his standard, and holding himself to an extremely high standard. He has high standards for himself, and it really resonates with the rest of the guys, with how he approaches it, how detailed he is. Because if one of the best players in the league is doing that consistently, no matter if he's in his first, second year, then it really just takes everyone to the next step. So we're extremely happy with where he's at, for sure.
I asked him how he's able to relate to so many of you old people. And, I'm sorry, actually, I take that back. He called you old. I did not say that. I'm in your camp.
Yeah.
How he relates to so many of the guys on this team. And he kind of skirted the question a little because he didn't want to talk about himself. Why do you think he's able to do that? Like, what is it that makes him able to just be cool with everyone?
I mean, I think it's a unique trait he has. He's obviously been raised the right way. He has no ego, which is so rare for a guy getting with his draft status, his success in college, winning the Heisman, to just be one of the guys. I think is probably his super trait, per se, superhuman trait, because obviously the physical tools are there, but his ability to just relate to everyone, joke around with everyone, doesn't view himself as anything different than just being one of the guys, really helps him to just excel right away. And I think he's also really eager to learn. He's always picking our brains, Bobby and myself. We talk football all the time. We talk routes. How do you want things like this against this coverage? And he just loves football, and I think that really resonates with the guys.
What's up with Cliff's playbook? I'm hearing that you guys are opening it up a little bit more. Is that just gibberish, or are you guys really doing more?
I mean, I think Cliff installs new plays consistently. This is probably my third or fourth year with Cliff in general, so I wouldn't say it's anything out there. He knows our skill sets, the skill guys in particular, the receivers, Deebo's. He knows the skill sets of the players a little more now, so things are much more fine-tuned, I would say. But in terms of opening up this playbook, the playbook is more open because you have a guy like Jayden who can kind of do everything instead of just a pocket passer or a running quarterback. With Jayden, though, you can have any game plan with him, and he's going to make it work.
Knowing that you guys were able to make it so far last year to the NFC Championship game, and obviously what it did to the city because it had been so many years, what do you think you guys are going to focus on specifically to make sure that you don't get bounced this year and you go all the way to the Super Bowl? Was there anything specific that you guys were doing that you look back on that, all right, we gotta not do that this year?
Well, one, you don't just start or keep it going from last year. This year's a completely different year.
Yeah. Does it feel different?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a whole new group, whole new people. I mean, 30 plus roster turnover, 30% roster turnover in the NFL. So you don't just pick up where you left off in this league. You got to earn it each and every single week, and I feel like we've done that throughout training camp. The thing that killed us in the last game we played last year is having 4 turnovers. So hopefully we can stay away from those games. Obviously, ball security is at a premium in this league. The team that oftentimes wins the turnover battle wins the game. And so that's what happened in the last game we played. But we're just focused on ourselves this year. No one's focused on last year, and so we just got to come out there week one and play our best.
I know it's business, but do you think it sets an offense back when you don't have a star player out there?
I mean, in our situation, everyone knows the type of player he is and what his skill set is, and so whether he shows up now, tomorrow, week one, whenever he shows up, or if he shows up, I don't think it's not like we're just learning Terry's skill set and trying to figure out what he can do well, what he can't do well. Everyone knows exactly what type of player he is, what he does extremely well, what maybe he should stay away from when you're running plays. And so for us, it's just about continuing to get better. We have all the confidence in the world that whenever he's out there, he's going to be who we all know he is, but it's not a distraction for us by any means.
Yeah. Everyone seems very optimistic, so that's going to be my takeaway. Who knows what's going to happen tomorrow or next week, but everyone seems to think that this is going to get done, which I'm sure. If you see Terry in a Commander's uniform lining up against the Giants for you, like, what do you think that's going to do for this team?
I mean, I think, I don't know, it's the same. I saw him last year. So I think guys are just excited to if and when he's out there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like everyone has any animosity toward
No,
him.
no.
Understands
but
the
just
business.
more of just knowing what he brings.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
what he does,
the city
you know?
loves him. He's dedicated his whole
Yeah.
career to this place, so I'm sure the reaction will be raucous, per se. But, I mean, I'm excited if and when he's out there to be next to him. He makes my job a lot easier, for sure.
Have you ever thought about doing a podcast during the season?
I have not ever thought about doing a podcast during the season. A lot of guys do it. I don't know if I would be good at it at all. So
I think you're doing fine. Like, I feel like you could easily host the show with us. Chase Daniel hosts it with me and James Palmer. I think you would be an easy fill-in. So if there's ever a Tuesday where you're just bored, I mean, I know you have 3 children, 3 boys that are probably very calm and nap a lot.
Yeah.
So when maybe they're napping, you should come on and fill in. I think you could do this well.
Yeah, we could figure it out.
So our show's called Scoop City, and we love to talk about scoop going on around the league. I know you're not going to give me any scoop. You don't talk. It's very annoying. You talk, but you don't give any information. Do you have any questions for Scoop City? Do you have any questions about the podcast board? Do you have any questions about other teams that we visited?
Oh, I mean, give me the lowdown on the Giants, obviously.
Well, you're already prepping. See,
Yeah,
this is a hard-working. I mean, Jackson Dart. I mean, he's looking pretty good, but it's going to be Russell Wilson. We're assuming that that's what it's going to be. But this is a ferocious defense that you're going to have to face.
Yep.
They've obviously upgraded there. They've improved in the draft.
Yeah, I think they're a really good team, honestly. I think they're really well coached. I love Brian Dable. I've loved him for years. I got a lot of respect for that guy. So they're going to be well coached. They're going to play hard. And their defense was really talented last year, and they've added some pieces as well. So, yeah, we're going to have to be on it week 1.
Yeah, and then secretly hope maybe Micah gets traded, right? Get him out of the division.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Get him out of here.
Out of the NFC East, at least.
Right? All right, Zach, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We appreciate it. Good luck to you. Stay healthy, all the good stuff, and hopefully you guys just kill it again this year.
Awesome.
Thanks for hanging with us.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for watching Scoop City. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and feel free to leave a comment. New episodes of Scoop City drop every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday.